Splatter yum yum. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I don't know what the hell any of that was. I'm just making noises.
I don't trust me. I get it. I get it.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Coffin Podcast with Juan blak. Coming at you on waxradioindie.com and on YouTube.
Hi, good morning, and what's happening? Welcome to the Morning Coffin Podcast, the morning show that records late at night, and we're keeping to that tradition tonight, apparently. And back with me once again is one of my favorite homies I love to hang out with, Miss Steffi the Spoony Witch. Hello, my darling.
Hello. I love hearing people say the name. I know that's like so almost like conceited, but it's just the name just like rolls. I feel like
it does. It's really cute. It just has a good. It actually seems like it would be like a really cute cartoon.
Yeah, right. I need to find an artist who can commission me some little cute, like almost anime-y style.
Yes.
And I don't do like I totally do not support like AI generative art.
Fuck
so,
no.
like,
No. We don't.
So
do
I'm
that.
like, I gotta find somebody when I have money to like.
Yeah.
Make me a cute little...
And it has to be like a chibi art. Like
yes.
That would be adorable. That would be fucking adorable.
Little purple hat.
Shit,
I think it would just be the cutest thing.
If I had the extra money, I'd commission that myself because I want to see that. It's like
maybe on like a little like spoon, a flying spoon. I always like I have this idea in my head. I gotta find an artist. I gotta find the money.
That's like a good tattoo. Good tattoo.
It would be. I love the name of here. So anytime I hear anybody, my son says the name too, and I'm just like, I love it.
I'm like thinking here, and I was like, "Ooh, that's good. That'd be a cool tattoo." It's like, and I was thinking, because I'm like, eventually, if I ever have tattoo money, I'm like doing a sleeve, of like all like chubby and fat pin up.
Yes, that would be such a cute tattoo.
And I was like, "Ooh, I would add that." And I was like, "Wait, would that be weird? Me getting a tattoo of a friend of mine on me?"
I know exactly who I want to do it to, and I'm gonna name drop him. So there's a tattoo artist. I think he's out in Nashua, New Hampshire. Nick Barbarian. That is like up.
That's a great name. That already it's like that sounds like somebody who does tattoos.
That style would be 100% up his alley as a tattoo. Like that's just look him up. If I get a tattoo of Steffi the Spoony Witch, he will be the one that does it.
I had a friend because I got one. You can barely see it. My friend was like, because she was I don't know if she actually went further into it, but she was actually a tattoo apprentice for a while. She learned a tattoo, and I loaned her my arm to practice on. So I had her do this, which it's a little faded. This is like 15 years ago.
My tattoos are so old and they look like crap, and I don't have tattoo money.
Yeah, this came out look like a sailor tattoo now, which is kind of cool. Kind of like the aesthetic.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can even see it on the camera.
You can like barely see it on the video, but that's so cool.
But yeah, it was like a little fat pinup girl I found.
I love that.
And then I had like the banner around it was supposed to say Lydia is a tattooed lady, which is like a Marx Brothers reference.
My husband wants to get the trucker logo, but as a chubby girl.
Yes.
That's his big that's like his ultimate tattoo he wants to get.
I have a whole bunch. I have one for that I want to get for my spouse, which is like a mermaid eating a sandwich. It's great.
It will be.
That's amazing. My husband has a piece of pizza too.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, as the actual piece of pizza or as a tattoo?
It's a literally piece of pizza as a tattoo.
Oh, nice.
Like he has a piece of pizza as a tattoo. My husband has some. Maybe I'll get him to come on your podcast one of the days and talk about his. He's got some stories for some tattoos.
Yeah, show off his tattoos.
Like some of his tattoos.
Take off your shirt.
He's got some interesting tattoos.
Cool. So how are you doing?
I've been okay. So as you know, I've been getting harassed relentlessly on the internet.
For people who's not familiar with my lovely homie here. Well, I mean, I know you've seen her put a couple past episodes.
Yeah,
she is a content creator. She does you do like a lot of brand type videos, stuff like that, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, so initially I started doing a lot of just like brand reviews because there's a lot of freebie sites out there that will just like send you stuff. And then I started getting like brand deals. And then as my health got worse, I started getting more confidence to like share my struggles as like a disabled person.
Right.
Then I became a disabled mom. And that's when I really started gaining confidence to like want to talk about my journey online, was being a disabled mom and trying to connect with other people. I struggle from mental health issues, so my big thing was like, I want to connect with other chronically ill people because I know what it feels like to, I don't know why that keeps doing that. It keeps like blinding me out. Anyways, I just wanted
overhead.
I wanted to make people not feel alone.
Right.
That was my big thing. I've always said this from the very beginning. If I reach one person that's like, wow, I feel seen, then I don't care about the 99 people who want to tell me to go end my life or tell me all the terrible things that they tell me. And I get so many inbox messages a week from people who are like, thank you, I needed to read that today, or thank you, I needed to be told somebody was proud of me, or people just relate to the comments because I blog a lot, especially in the last like year of just like doctor's appointments and life and being a mom, and so people comment on those and they're just like, I suffer from the exact same conditions you do and you're making me feel seen. And obviously those posts started to get some traction, which got it to the wrong side of the internet. So back in October, which I think you remember this, was what we call Pumpkin Gate.
Oh God, yes.
So I initially got on people's bad radar because I am a mom who relies on WIC, which there's nothing wrong with that in my opinion.
Right. A lot of mothers do.
Many people qualify. And I went on the internet and I was just like, hey, look at this pumpkin I got on WIC. Did you know you can buy pumpkins on WIC and Snap? That video had over 1 million views in like less than 24 hours. And that kind of put me on people's bad radar. People were like calling me like just tons of ableist slurs because they were like, get a job. I'm not gonna like go too into the depth of it because I don't want to focus.
That to me right there. That was so fucking wild to me. It's like,
it was
really, you're gonna lose your shit over some goddamn pumpkins. By the way, that cartoon of you when you need to make
gotta put a pumpkin in
a pumpkin.
Better.
You want a pumpkin? Yes. It's gonna be so fucking cute.
So anyway, across that particular video, across I think it was TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, had like 4.8 million views in less than like 24 hours.
Nice.
And the majority of them were negative. And then people started arguing because people were like, well, nobody actually eats pumpkins. You're just going to let that rot on your porch. And that's a waste of taxpayer money. Oh, yeah. People were flat out arguing.
Does he not know about pumpkin pie?
And like, I live in New England.
Oh, pumpkin stew? Oh, New England. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all. Of course, y'all eat pumpkin.
And then people melted down because it pissed people off. I'm not gonna lie. I will be honest. I let into the rage bait a little bit because I'm like, if people are this pissed off about pumpkins, I'm like, we're gonna run with this.
Yeah, you know what? They're up in the algorithm, getting more attention. You know what?
So I started
use them.
I started doing pumpkin recipes because I'm like, if people are going to argue with me that nobody eats them, I'm going to show you how to eat them then. Because clearly we're not teaching people how to eat.
Yeah, seriously.
And so I did a series of that. And then people melted down because they were like, people freaked out when they found out here in New England, a lot of us leave our pumpkins uncarved on our porches and then we eat them.
That's not just a New England thing.
Yeah, people were very upset about it. So anyways, and then so like that was pretty much like October to November. And then around like November to December, I started to getting on the radar of the transphobic, side of the internet. I don't know personally what kicked it off. We've been trying to kind of like figure this out because I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but like I definitely feel like either somebody shared me out to like a hate group, I know I've been shared.
Oh no, that's actually a thing. I've
Yeah.
have friends that are content creators and adult content creators.
Yeah.
Where people will share there are specifically sites for people to share other people's pages like that, so they can be harassed. That's the fucked up thing.
Yeah. So like, and it just, I'm talking thousands and thousands of comments a day. I know a lot of them at times were bot farms.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just repeat the same, you know, you're a man, you'll never be a woman, you're a man in a dress. And it's just like the same comments over, but thousands a day. Right. Like there were times where my post would have like 900 interactions in like 15 minutes. It was insane. So and then, you know, people started finding photos of me pregnant, and then they're like, oh well, you're clearly a trans woman who's had a uterus implant. That ran all over the internet, which is like, it's like, if you're gonna be transphobic, at least like,
first of all, maybe don't be transphobic at all.
Yeah, like don't be transphobic to
number two.
Like if you're gonna be transphobic, like make sure you're not making yourself look like a further idiot.
I mean, you know,
like,
if
you look like an idiot already because you're transphobic.
Yeah, if you're transphobic, you are absolutely an idiot if you're transphobic. But that's not helping your case. Definitely.
No, but it's like people
a uterus implant, huh?
Yep, or implant or transplant. I've heard both terms. And then they were trying to use data that they found, like and just the comments, thousands and thousands and thousands a day. And it got to the point where I definitely started to fight with these people, which caused me to lose my monetization. I won't lie. That they were able to rage bait me a little bit, only because it's like, I saw it this way. Even though I'm part of the LGBT community, I would rather them harass me than a trans creator.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they probably do, though.
They do.
That's the sad part.
Like
I have like there's like my page is like I see like I have probably about like a good 50% of my friend base is trans or in the trans spectrum, you know.
Yeah.
And also because certain videos I put out and everything where I'm talking about certain subjects and everything, I get suggested on Facebook like a lot of other like trans content creators.
Yeah,
like, it's cool. But the thing is like there'll be people just posting pictures themselves, just like, hey, you know, just like, hey, I got this new dress or this new shirt or trying this new makeup, or I'm just like doing such a thing, blah blah blah. And for no reason at all, there's like 10,000 like fucking laugh reacts. People
it's terrible.
The woodwork just saying stupid shit. Something. Once again, a lot of them are bots, but a lot of them aren't.
Yeah,
a lot of them are actually.
No, it's terrible.
I don't fucking understand. It's like, how is somebody just being themselves bothering you?
Oh yeah,
and affect you know, cis women as well, because if they see like for instance, as you, they see somebody who is not their body type, or they don't find stereotypically attractive, automatically they're gonna just go say, "Oh, well, you're a man." It's like,
I have always known that I do not what's that word? I don't conform to like traditional beauty standards. Like I don't care. Like to me, I don't care. There's times where I wear a lot of makeup, and then there's times that I don't, because I don't care. And that, you're making a great point, because like there are women in my comment sections who have been like, I have been harassed in public because I have short hair and somebody thought I was a man. And it's just that idea that people walk this earth and exist like that blows my mind, because I'm telling you right now, that's never crossed my mind. I've never been in a bathroom and been like, you know what, I wonder what that person's genitalia is. Like,
that's the other thing I don't understand. What is the big deal about the fucking bathroom? You've been sharing bathrooms with trans people forever, because it's just people have to piss. People
I truly believe
take a doo-doo, you know? It's just like,
I truly believe that it is a strange form of like psychosis. I'm not I'm obviously not a medical professional, but
right.
Because there was the guy that got my monetization taken down, 2.5 days he went back and forth with me on posts of mine. And it's like, to be that obsessed with a stranger that you've never met on the internet about what genitalia he thought I was born with and what I do in my personal life has to be a form of psychosis. Like, that's not that, to me, that's past trolling, to be that, you know. And at first I thought the guy was a bot, but it was like, no, you could just tell that, like, because you could just tell that he wasn't a bot. And it's like, to be that obsessed with somebody's,
I like to kind of fuck with certain these people. I know there but what I'll do, I'll go, oh well, you're just a bot anyway. I'm like,
I do that too.
I'm like, yeah, that sounds like something a bot would say, and it pisses them off.
Oh, it pisses them off. Another thing that pisses them off. I can't remember what content creator started doing this, but if you autofill them, so if you type a word and then autofill a reply, they get so pissed. They melt down because they're like, there was a guy I was doing that to a couple weeks ago who was like, "Are you having a stroke? Are you having a stroke?" He's like, "Oh, you can't write a sentence, blah, blah." And he was like melting down in my comments. Another thing I love to do is I have keywords set and I love watching people melt down in auto mod. I have the R word in my auto mod, and the amount of people, like, there was some days where it's like 70 to 80 comments in like a few hours of people who are just mad that I won't let them use the R word. So
is that something that you like? How do you get the auto mod thing going?
So it's under the professional dashboard. You kind of
I have it.
Yeah, you kind of got to like dig for it a little bit. I know you can do it from a phone. I know how to do it from the phone the easiest.
Right.
I know you go on your professional dashboard and then you hit like the little circle, like search icon up top, and it should be like right there.
Okay.
But I have a couple words, that being one of them, and it just it pisses people off that they can't use it. And I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. And like you were saying, like, I can post a video of me cooking and somebody like will just be like, "Wow, you're a fat, disgusting slob." And it's like, why do you care? And then here's something I actually want to discuss this. I find this very interesting.
Oh, yes.
And the guy that I lost my monetization to actually did this. So they come for me and I don't care. People on the internet can tell me how disgusting I am. They can tell me I'm a disgusting slob. They think I'm just nasty. I'm fat, this, that. Call me a man, whatever.
Right.
And because it doesn't bother me, they start to move on. So then it was, "Oh, you're a shitty mother. You're a terrible mother. Your son's going to be fat just like you." And then it snowballs. They're like, "Oh, your house must smell like cat piss." Like, they just keep going and going. And then when that doesn't work, they go to my husband. They're, "Oh, your husband's going to cheat on you because you're so disgusting. Your husband's going to leave you because of and it's like, that shows you how desperate these people are to hurt somebody online. And to me, it's just, I know I'm the odd person out here in this aspect, but it's like, when it gets to that level, I almost get sad because it's like, clearly you are hurting so bad that you feel the need that you have to go online to try to, and this desperately, to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
And it just, so maybe that's the empath in me who like shouldn't care too much, but it really opens my eyes to it because it's like, that's what it is.
This is like a while back, or like last year, me and Jasmine were talking about this, and basically what it boils down to is just like people that are miserable. Mm-hmm. They're miserable because they feel like they have to live a certain way, but they can't, but for some reason they don't think they can, like, they look at other people who are like living their lives and everything, and they fucking hate that. And it's like they're miserable, they want other people to be miserable. So that's what they fucking do.
I think a lot of people, for the longest time, I never thought the whole like people are jealous of you, or like, you know, once you get, you know, you'll have haters. Like, I always thought that was a very stupid, I was like, that's dumb. Until I started to get successful at what I do, like a little bit as like a content creator. The amount of people who gossip about me in person that like I know in my personal life, because they're like jealous over the fact that like I get free stuff, like that's kind of when the jealousy, I was like, maybe people really are jealous of other people, and that fuels their negativity and their just nastiness. Because also too, you know, I say this in my content, like I've been bullied my entire life. Like I remember being in like pre-K, not being liked. So it's like for people on the internet to be like, I don't like you, you're fat and ugly, just makes me cackle, because it's like, you're not telling me anything that I've never been told before.
It's like you're not even being an original here.
No. And like, they're all the same. It's all the same type of comments. And it just, you know, and then you get the ones that are like, well, if you don't want to hear it, don't be on the internet. And it's like, why is it so hard to just like scroll?
Yeah.
And then I get the ones who comment once and then bitch that they see my content over and over. Because they'll leave me a negative comment. They'll be like, well, you're fat and disgusting. And then like 2 days later, they'll leave me a comment. They're like, why am I seeing your shit? And it's like, because you commented on it.
Yeah, you dummy. That's how that works.
None of them understand. I have had people too that like if I block them on one platform, they'll follow me to another. It's like me blocking you on a platform because you wouldn't stop does not give you permission to follow me to another platform and continue there. I usually give people like 1 or 2 comments, because to me, you know, this is actually something I'm starting to struggle with, because like I want my comment section to be safe for everybody. Like I
absolutely
have made myself kind of, people have kind of said this, kind of like an icon in the LGBT community, because once I started to get harassed, like I started calling people the fuck out. I was like, we don't stand for transphobia. And I started making all those call out posts, and that blew me up. I went from like 5,000 followers to over 13,000 followers in like a month and a half.
Right.
So I'm kind of weighing this, like, do I let the transphobes spew their shit in my comment and potentially harm a trans person, or do I hyper vigilant, you know, block everybody and, you know, go that route? And I've been kind of listening to my community, and it seems like a lot of people like to be loud. So we're kind of at the point where it's like, unless somebody's directly targeting somebody, I tell people, I'm like, if I don't see it, tag me.
Yeah.
Like if somebody is in my comment section going after somebody and they're taking it too far, tag me.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to, like, well, for lack of better words, police your comment section, you know?
But for now, it's like just all those, like, I'm still getting the occasional, like, okay, sir. Like, I got a couple of those the other day where it's like, oh, you look really nice today, sir. And it's just like, you're not cute. You're not funny. It's not edgy.
Just reply back when they say it. It's like, yep, that's exactly what your daddy says to me.
I used to put photos of me with like a fake beard and be like, do you like my glorious beard? I put photos of me with like a mustache drawn on. Like, it. We talked about it earlier though. So Carla Cross actually wrote an entire article about me, about how transphobia doesn't just hurt trans people, it hurts everybody.
Yeah,
and there is no place for transphobia. Like, and I love the people who are just like, oh, well, I'm not phobic. It's like, I'm not afraid of them. And it's like,
clearly you are.
Clearly
either that or you're a chaser.
Yeah,
a lot of times they're chasers.
That's what a lot of people in my comment section are like. These people are angry because they're attracted to you and they're mad about it.
Yeah.
And they're either mad about it because they think you're trans and they're attracted to you, or you're because you're chubby and they're mad about it.
Both.
What are y'all doing? What is going on? Can y'all just... I just fed y'all before I did this. That way y'all would let me have some peace. So much for that.
And see, the chaser thing, that went all the way back to Vampire Freaks, because I had people on there that were... God. that were just like, you're so fat and disgusting. And it's like, I know for a fact you are coming to my profile and probably putting my photos into your spank bank.
Do you know how many like friends and partners I've had that are fat, and they've got people in their DMs like trying to hit on them, just like, yeah, you want to hook up sometimes, and if they tell them no, all of a sudden it's like, well, fuck you fat bitch, and it's like, well, a minute ago you were trying to hit that. Now when they refuse you, now all of a sudden,
the amount of times that I've been called a fat bitch in my life is astounding. And I also used to get the line because, like, you know, before I married my husband, you know, I went on like the dating site thing and tried that. Oh, you're really cute for a fat girl. I got that all the time. It's like, that's not a pickup line.
Yeah, but that's not the compliment you think it is.
No, that's not a compliment you think it is. But you know, as it comes with, you know, the hateful comments, I think right now I'm just kind of like gonna ride it all out. It has died down, so fingers crossed. I'm gonna be very loud for Pride Month though, so I have a feeling that's gonna kick everybody back up.
Do it.
I really love my community. My community, when I was getting harassed at the peak, I had so much support from people, just in general, from like the chronic illness community, the LGBT community. Like, I'm not joking when I say I went from like 5,000 followers to over 13,000 in like a month and a half. And so I'm thinking for Pride Month, I think I'm going to give it a break, and I'm just going to shut off comments for non-followers so we can just celebrate, you know, without having to deal with all the bullshit. I mean, I can't shut off the laugh reacts, but I do want to celebrate Pride Month without the added, you know, transphobia and all.
Yeah, everyone should be able to experience queer joy at least for a fucking month without bullshit, you know?
Yeah, so
my God, it's like, especially right now with the way things are right now, it's like we gotta find joy where we can find it, you know?
Let me just be another weird thing I've noticed too, and this, luckily I haven't gotten it from the LGBT community itself, but people are like, well, how are you LGBT but you're married to a man? And I'm like, that's just who I fell with.
Because
like,
that's
I'm like, me being married to a man.
Do people just not know how things work?
I guess not.
It's like, what?
Yeah, I have gotten that a couple times, like when I was, you know, when him and I first started dating, they were like, wow, you're with a man. I thought you were, you know, and it's like, it just happens to be who I fell with. A lot of people, I got bashed heavily from the poly community when I went from poly to non-poly, though. That was an interesting eye-opener for me.
That's weird.
That was a big, because people are like, you can't just not be poly.
You know, people do. I mean, people do like whatever, you know.
I'm like, my previous relationships did not fulfill everything that I had needed emotionally, because I need a lot emotionally. So I sought that elsewhere in a dynamic that worked. And then when I got with my current partner, I felt my needs were fulfilled and that I wasn't needing anything.
Right.
And
it's just how it is.
That really, like, a lot of people, like, I was doing the FetLife thing for a while, and just people were like really like flabbergasted that I was like stepping away from the poly lifestyle.
It's people find weird stuff to get mad about sometimes.
It's like one of those things. It's like, why are you mad? Are you just mad because I won't date you now? Like, what are we mad about?
I mean, I am polyamorous. I do love the polyamorous community for the most part, but there are sometimes certain aspects that slip in, and that which is a big deal because like a lot of people in the polyamorous community aren't, you know, big fans of like the unicorn hunters, you know, and I think that's what that's what gets mixed up in there, and a lot of people are like, that's one of the ones who would probably be mad at somebody for like going monogamous. And
I always thought too, I was like, I had done so many exciting, wild things in my younger years. It's like, to me, getting a little older, like, I think a big factor in me becoming monogamous again was the fact that I have a partner who understands my chronic illnesses and my needs relating to that.
Right.
Because previous partners I had been with just could not handle it. It was too much for them at times, which I'm not defending it, but that does happen. Caregiver burnout is very valid. And when you're caring for somebody who's severely chronically ill, that can burn you out. So previous partners struggled with that. My husband takes it like a trooper. Like, that man has all of my needs down when it comes to, like, he is one who remembers to take my meds better than I do. So I think that was another huge factor. But yeah, it did piss a lot of people off because they were like, even on like my content, because I've kind of, you know, my content has kind of evolved over the years. People are like, wow, you went from being this like polyamorous, like living this fun lifestyle to now you're like people have accused me of like trying to be a trad wife. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this is wild. I'm like,
you're definitely not a trad wife. Those you know, those they're a little Trumpy.
Right. No,
So,
it's just
yeah.
I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, it very is related to your partner. And if you feel, you know, you need, I don't know. I don't tend to judge. See, my thing is I don't judge anybody. Like I could care less if like you know, it will never happen. But if tomorrow you were like, hey, you know what? I'm going monogamous.
Right.
I'd be like, okay, cool. Congratulations. Like, are we happy about this? Like, so it's like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm like an odd person out in the world half the time because I'm very supportive of people. So it's hard for me to understand how people can be so nasty.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And honestly, one thing I've noticed, okay, it's me and you coming from the old MySpace days. We already know how people were. We know. However, I've noticed something like in the past 10 years, a lot of it has to do with the whole the whole Trump cult thing that's been fucking running rampant for the past 10 years. Everything has gotten worse.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's or maybe it's not necessarily just worse. It's just now these same people that were always there are more emboldened or louder now. I think that's actually more accurate rather than worse.
I've had full-blown
bad.
arguments with people who are close to me that are like, we should bring back asylums. And I'm like, you understand that means somebody like me would be locked up there, right? And then they just like don't understand that I'm like, yeah, when you spew that shit, I'm one of those people that's going to get dragged away.
Yeah.
I'm the disabled person who's going to get, you know, chained to a radiator again.
I like it when people say shit like that when they don't realize, like, you know, you'd be a target too.
Yeah. Oh, I love those.
It's like people who like support ICE, and I'm like, you know, like they're expanding on who ICE can fuck with now.
Yeah, it's people don't.
Yeah,
they don't get it.
Yeah,
and I love this hatred for like the food stamps thing too. Like it just, you know, people.
Oh,
I'm very open about my life. I don't hide. You know, I got nothing to hide. I like to normalize everything.
Yeah.
So I've talked about the fact that like we have been recipients of food stamps even as a 3-income household. And oh my God, does that melt people down? People are like, you're committing a crime, you're committing fraud. And it's like, there are so many reasons why somebody who's a 3-income household will qualify.
See, woke for fraud doesn't quite work like that. I mean, because you like y'all fill out the paperwork, it's all there. It's just like, it's not like
they go through your bank records, they go through everything. So it's like, for people to just be angry about it. And it's like, I would rather my tax dollars go to feed somebody.
Yeah. And do people really think like people are getting like fucking like $10,000 in food stamps or some bullshit?
Yeah, I know.
Some people are lucky to get fucking $20 in food stamps. I've heard varying stories.
There's been times where you get like $35. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
But it's like that $35 I'm grateful for, but it's like still, it's like it's only $35 that you're getting mad about. Like,
yeah.
And I just, the comments that people leave on the internet, and you know, like I said, people tell me all the time, they're like, well, just leave the internet. And it's like, I shouldn't have to leave the internet.
No.
And I want to actually touch on something you were just saying. I don't remember MySpace even being that bad. Like in the days of MySpace, I don't remember getting nasty comments. A lot of back in MySpace days, for me at least, and my husband's like sitting right here, so he could probably jump in for a second,
Right.
was that people gave you shit for the bands you listened to. That's
dude, I remember that.
That was a lot of what I dealt with back then, because I liked a lot of like emo.
I really gave you shit on.
So people gave me a hard time for listening to like From First to Last. And like I still was into like Good Charlotte then. So people like picked on me for that. But it's like
I was also listening to like
yeah, my husband listened to
a
more
little different,
heavier music then, but I remember stuff like that. Or people like, I'm just like totally lost where I was going with that. Picking on you for like your style.
Yeah. See, I get a lot of that, but
like, people would be like, oh, you wear Aeropostale, like gross, like comments like that.
I was wearing skinny jeans before school. Skinny jeans. I
don't remember getting the fat comments and the, comments like people would also like maybe pick on your makeup. Yeah, I remember people being like, wow, your makeup's really sloppy, but like nothing to the degree that and even on like Vampire Freaks, like in the beginning for the first like amount of time that I was on it, I don't remember getting a lot of negative comments. You get a lot of the perverts who would then, you'd be like, oh, I'm not interested. And then they'd call you a fat bitch, but you didn't get the nasty comments. And I feel like the nasty comments on Vampire Freaks came in the last like year. Like, I don't know if you stayed to the end, but the end was the Wild West. The end was insane.
I think by the time it was wrapping up, I wasn't on it really much because I have this thing: if I'm on too many social media sites, I'll forget about them.
Yeah, I was on it to the very end, to like the day before the server went down, and it was the Wild West. That became everybody said everything to each other that they had been not saying for all those years.
Oh wow.
So my profile got flooded with people being like, you're fat, you're disgusting, blah, 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 blah. But a lot of them, I'm like, how many of these are just people being dicks? So.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm trying to think about it. It's like how bad were people on MySpace? See, I'm old, so you can make me trying to remember now. And just like
nothing comes to mind for me. Like a lot of the times, like I said,
I mean, there was some basic stuff, and then I used to get some occasional shit like on my my old band's MySpace page, and that I used to hear some shit there, but it wasn't like
old bands got shit on their pages. They definitely deserve it.
The weird thing is even modernly, for me at least, this is just me. Facebook is hands down my worst comment section. 100%. Instagram tends to be like very close, almost 50-50.
I actually rarely get anything like that on Instagram, oddly enough. You think I would. Most of the shit I get is between Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, mostly TikTok, actually.
Yeah, see, for me, it's Facebook. Facebook's 100% my worst. TikTok, it's if I post something political, like when everything fell apart with my family recently, I posted a video about I am losing my health insurance. I don't know what's going to happen to me as like a disabled person. Mm-hmm. And my comment section was just flooded with the like, get a job, stop being a freeloader, stop being a leech. That was probably my most negative comment thread on TikTok. Right. Facebook, it's like every single post has at least a few negative comments. YouTube, I get a lot of pervy comments on there, surprisingly enough. I don't know why. It's always the you have nice boobs. It's like, why are you saying that in a video of me unboxing like a Christmas tree? It's weird. It's really weird. But or they'll be like, you have a nice ass. I unboxed a Christmas tree. Like the product.
Oh yeah, that's so hot. I wish you would top me like the Christmas tree. Or some bullshit like that.
Now I was on Twitch for a while, and oh my god, was Twitch wild?
Really?
I couldn't handle Twitch. I was like, I can't do this because it's like any chick on there. At least I don't know how it is now. Instantly sexualized. It was crazy. They'd be like, the dudes would be like, I'll send you $50 if you take your shirt off.
It's a lot. It
was crazy. I was like, I'm not doing, and I was just streaming, I think at the time, like Skyrim.
Oh man.
It was wild, but Facebook is hands down my worst. Facebook's where I get all the transphobic, all the fat phobic, all the ableist. All the people telling me to, end my life, and I've had some interesting comments. And
What are you doing?
I just there's a
Excuse
kitty.
me. Teams, what are you doing?
But
You're big-
I will never give up content. And I think that
No.
pisses people off. So I'm never going to give it up. I've been doing it for too long. But I do agree with something you said. Oh my goodness.
Want to say something? You got something to say?
My cats are both sleeping. That looks like a unit of a cat.
She is. She does not miss meals.
She is a unit.
Neither is Crowley.
Name is Beans because she looks like a baked bean.
She does look like
A baked bean.
Oh my god. She's so cute.
No, I'm not a baked bean.
Crowley, come here.
Oh, Crowley ain't gonna
Oh my
get
goodness.
Want to get out?
Moosh is like, thank God I'm out of arm's reach.
Oh my goodness, you big fat boy.
Hey, look, there's a kitty.
He does not care.
Like, what?
He's like, no. You're kind of a unit of a cat,
No.
too.
There's no snacks here. I'm going.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's like. You don't have wet food. Leave me alone.
You woke me up for nothing.
You know, you can jump down anytime you want.
And there's another one right there. But
Don't point at me.
she's like, you gotta pay to. She's definitely a pay to view type of cat. It's definitely what she is.
You
But
want to get down? Good. You want to get down? So you can sit here and be grumpy in my arms, but not want to jump down.
sounds like Moosh.
All right. You know what?
I guess we're continuing the show with the cat. I do hope platforms end up stepping up here soon, but I don't think anything's gonna happen.
They're more concerned with like upgrading their AI than they are actually like trying to hang on to like what users they have.
Yep.
Which is
ridiculous. I think honestly going forward, I'm just gonna block most of the people because it isn't worth it. And my plan for Pride Month is to celebrate Pride Month, celebrate my community, and just because I know you can turn off comments. I think it's like you have to follow the page for like 24 hours before you can comment.
Yeah.
For like established followers. So I think that's what I'm going to do for Pride Month. Not I think I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do because I want.
It's a good idea.
I want to create a safe community. I don't want people to be, and I should probably touch on this, before we close that like I have gotten some backlash from the LGBT community. There was a couple people who told me they felt hurt because they thought I was cashing in on the people thinking I was trans. They thought that by perpetuating like the call out posts, I was cashing in on it, which like that did give me some backlash and I lost some followers for that. There was actually somebody in the very beginning who tried to share me out to a bunch of groups claiming that I presented myself as trans and was purposely like generating the hate comments for clicks. Like they claimed that I am an androgynous, like I was presenting myself purposely as androgynous so people would misgender me, I guess. I don't know if that's like the right term. Excuse me if I screwed up there. Right. So that I could bank in on people being like, you're a man. And I'm like, no, I just look like this. Like, this is my appearance.
This is just my face.
My face and my appearance and how I dress. Like, and I think some of that was just some of my older photos. I was definitely a little more like gothy and alternative, and I wore a lot of makeup and I used a lot of filters, and it's just that lifestyle got old to me. Like,
hey, after a while, you change. You either like lean more into it, or you just move on, and you're just like whatever's more comfortable.
That definitely feels like where it became for me. It was more just like fishnets, corsets, boots. Like that's just it's not comfy anymore for me.
Besides, you're a mom. It's like sometimes it's just like you don't always feel like doing that. No.
And people are like, you haven't worn makeup in so long. It's like, to me, it's just not practical right now. Like, I don't want to get up early and do my makeup so I'm ready for the day.
Right.
I'm kind of in my, like, witchy, like, expressing my natural self, era kind of deal.
Right.
A very, very wise woman who meant a lot to me, who passed away a couple years ago, said to me, she's like, your 30s will be great. Your 40s will be absolutely amazing. And that's kind of like something I've been kind of honing in on a little. So it's like, to me, it's like, I just want to go into my 30s being a little more on like the natural side and just doing whatever feels right to me.
Right.
There might be times that I want to break out my old corsets and wear some fishnets and some boots and, you know, go to a show. But right now, I'm just kind of doing my. Actually, Adam and I were talking about you the other night with how, you know, good for you for still doing shows because you've been doing them a long time.
Oh yeah, I'm still gonna be doing them.
Ugh.
I'm still gonna be playing shows. I'll be like in my 60s. My back would be hurting more, but I'm still playing.
You, I don't think I could play a show now.
My husband said, because we were talking about that, he's like, I don't think I could even play a show now.
No?
And he's only 30. He's only 33. So it just, I'm old and everything hurt. I told him too. I told him, I love you. I would support you if you were in a band. I was like, I don't know if I could do it, like physically.
Musicians ruined being in a band for me.
I know they did for you. We talked about that on the last episode. But
hey, I'll always do what I do. Just be you in a laptop.
Right?
I almost have a full band of acoustic stuff at this point.
Yeah,
I just need to get a bass.
Yeah,
there you go.
He's gonna do it all himself, which, you know, good for
Perfect.
him. I don't think I could even do the lifestyle I did, where it's like, you know, with shows, I'm assuming you get home late.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, I couldn't do it.
But I mean, there's a certain charm in that because, like, after a show, then we're like, all right, you know, just got like, you know, a couple bucks for playing. Let's go to Denny's.
Right? Yeah,
know?
I can get it. I get it, but I just couldn't.
Really?
What did the cat knock over? I guess we can close this out with, I guess I'm going to give some words of wisdom. Don't be an asshole to people on the internet.
That's good words of wisdom.
Don't be an asshole in general. Like, it's not, I said this the other day in a post. We need to go back to having in our head thoughts, because I'm not going to go into too depth about it. Obviously, like, you know, being a bigot isn't okay. But my therapist and I were talking about this at one time. You know, we all have potentially intrusive thoughts at times.
Right.
We just don't say them out loud. Like, we may see somebody in a store and be like, wow, that pattern's a really ugly pattern. We don't need to say it out loud. Like, everybody may have some, you know, so I think we need to just go back to that, of not every thought we have needs to be spoken. And the freedom of speech people piss me the fuck off. Those people piss me off more than any of the people in my comment section. And I had one the other day about how I made a video about how I said, if you know that your husband or boyfriend goes on the internet and harasses female creators and you don't have a problem with it, you're part of the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And this guy was like, freedom of speech. And it's like, there is no freedom of speech of going online and telling female creators that you think they should be raped. Like,
that's
no.
not even what freedom of speech is about. I don't understand these fucking these Yankee Doodle fucks that just spew this fucking bullshit patriotic shit, like, well, freedom of speech, it's America, we can say what we want.
Somebody the other day
my pronouns are USA.
Somebody was in my comment section the other day, and they were just they say the stupidest shit. They really do. They were like, go woke or go broke. It's like, what the fuck is that even relevant to my comment section?
Go
woke or go broke. Okay, then I'll be woke and I won't be broke.
Or whatever. Yeah, whatever the stupid term. Yeah, it's like, and it was on a video of me like cooking. It's like, what does your comment have to do with me cooking?
This cooking, that's woke.
It's like, oh yeah, no. I thought you wanted women in the fucking kitchen. Which is it? Like, oh my god.
I don't understand the whole thing with people just like they're using woke as like this like buzzword, and it's like it's woke was just the opposite of sleep. You know, you're just like being aware of things. You know,
it's
and it's like that's bad. It's like people who think like Antifa being anti-fascist is bad. I'm like, so you're like people say I'm anti-Antifa. anti-Antifa. I was like, so you're pro-fascism then?
Yeah, no, people just the shit people spew. And I'm telling you, like, in depth, people have had full-blown, like, paragraph conversations with me about how they can try to defend how I am a trans woman who had a uterus implant. And how, like, down to, like, how the DNA, like, biology of it would work and how they would do it and how, you know, the meds I would have to be on to sustain it. And I'm always like, you realize if I was the first trans woman to successfully have given birth to a child through a uterus transplant, I would fucking be famous. I would be everywhere. You would not be finding out about me on Facebook. I would be on magazines.
See, shit like this is why we need education. We don't need to defund education. We need people to read a goddamn book.
Yes.
Mm.
And we need sex education. Put your fucking kids in sex
Absolutely. Oh God! Seriously, people are like, I don't want my kids don't need to learn about that. Like, actually, yeah, they do. So they don't grow up to be an idiot.
Yep. Oh, and like people have fought with me so hard that like my C-section was because I don't have a vagina. So I had a uterus put in my body to have a child, and I don't have a vagina, so I had to have a C-section to have that child removed. And then they try to use, so I do want to be transparent here. There have been several cases in cis women of uterus transplants. They're very rare. As far as I know, there's not been very many. They have produced children.
Right. Yeah, I've heard of that.
They're usually removed at the time of delivery.
Mm-hmm.
So they try to use that as this fucked up justification for how I'm a trans woman that, had this done. And it's like, and I get constantly you've mutilated your body. And it's like the shit that people just feel the right that they get to spew at other people is mind blowing to me. And I've seen trans creators who also bank on some of the rude comments, and like, good for them for not letting it get to them. Cause I will tell you, it has gotten to me over time. More so, I don't want to say that the bigots have gotten to me as much as just the time that I've had to dedicate to like blocking people and moderating and deleting comments and doing auto mod and doing this and turning off my messages. That has been what has worn me down, not the nasty comments. Nasty comments have just
because like I was like, I'll get comments for that. I'll just leave them there so people see how much of an idiot you are. Because like I just like I'd like the other day, like I'm like not the other day, but like last week, I don't know if you saw, I have a video I posted up like talking about like should we forgive like ex-MAGA people, or whatever. And there was I had a couple like shitty comments on there. One. Oh yeah, it's like what one? It was like, oh, I haven't had a nice racist comment in a long time.
Oh no,
I was actually shocked. I was like, oh, it's been a while since I had one of those. That's so sweet. This dude said with his chest, it's like, should we forgive blacks for having a low IQ or low DNA or some shit like that? It was like really. It's bad enough you're going to say something racist, but then you're not even saying anything like,
like I'm not defending it like any of that, obviously, but it's like you weren't even creative.
No,
like I will be honest. Yeah. I've gotten some fat phobic comments that have made me fucking cackle in the past.
Yeah.
Like there's been a few that I'm like, okay, I'm like, that one's really, really, really creative. Nothing comes to mind off the top, but there have been some that I'm like, okay, that was a really funny comment, and like I can laugh at that as a fat person. Like
that happened one time. Somebody made a comment like that. I think it was on TikTok like a while back ago. It was a shitty comment, but it was fucking funny. I'm like, you know what? I got to give that one to you. That shit was fucking funny.
Yeah.
And they kind of laughed it off, and I think that was like the end of it. They didn't really that kind of cool things. It was like, they're like, oh, but still, yeah.
Like some of them do make me laugh for sure. Like, and some of them I think, not the transphobic ones, but like some of the ones that like are borderline like fat phobic or like about my appearance definitely, I think, border on like a joke, and like I can take a fucking joke.
Right.
Like I had like one time somebody told me that I was, how did they word it? They were like, you're the less cute, you're Velma's less cute younger sister or something, which like I thought was kind of funny. I was like, okay, I was like, that's fucking funny.
I mean, they tried.
I was like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And look,
like,
Velma was cute. Okay, so look.
Yeah.
It you know.
Yeah, they're like something. It was something. Yeah, it was something like.
Or being compared to Velma's not bad.
It was something like you're her less cute, more overweight younger sister. It was something like that. And it just made me laugh. I was like, dude, I can give it to you. That's funny. But
they at least try to put some thought into it.
Yeah, it's like,
all right.
It's like, was that really them trying to be a mega asshole, or is that just like a funny joke? Like, I can take a joke. But yeah, no, a lot of the comments I deal with, especially the ones that are transphobic, really make me think they're bots, because they all spew the exact same thing, like same exact like makeup of the sentence and everything. It's wild. And I think that's an issue with Facebook, is just the amount of bots that are on there. And once you get picked up by a bot farm, it's like near impossible. I mean, it literally was from like November to like just a few days ago that it died down.
Jeez.
And that's how many months. I mean, obviously I've been shared in groups, and I know I have. Like, there's a group. Have you heard about the Unfuckables group?
No.
That's some group. Like, there's a couple of them, but they're huge. Like, millions of followers. I've been shared in there a few times, and it's like, oh no, I'm so offended that men on the internet don't find me fuckable. Like, oh no, how will my life go on?
Like, oh God. Oh no, you're not attracted to the guy that looks like a thumb in a MAGA hat. Oh no.
I know, right? And it's always
terrible.
Have you seen my crybaby bingo?
No.
I made it started as a comment section bingo, and then somebody's like, you need to call it crybaby bingo. And it's a bingo of all of the type of men that come into my comment section and start shit with me. And it's got things like no profile photo, man holding a fish, man with a car, man, I'm trying to think, like, it'll be like you're a man, and just, okay, sir, like, I'll have to send it to you, and maybe you can like somehow put it in the video. I was actually going to ask you, maybe like, because let's face it, you'll probably be on here again at some point. Yeah. When you get time. But maybe next time you're on here, we could just like put that on here, and then we can we'll have to
have some fun with it.
It is just,
I think that deserves an episode to itself.
Like, I have tried to spin this situation into more of a positive.
Right.
And hopefully give people their own strength to speak up and stick up for themselves, because I have had a lot of people who are like, thank you so much for speaking up for the LGBT, trans community. And it's like, obviously, like, I'm part of the LGBT community. Yeah. I will admit, like, I fuck up myself at times because, I'm human, but, with that little hiccup with the people who are like, you're really benefiting and profiting off transphobia. I feel guilty about that. And we fell into a really shitty financial place recently, but when I wasn't, I was making like regular contributions to like organizations, and that's something I would like to get doing again, donating to like the Trevor Project. And I tended to focus a lot on like food insecurity in my particular community, because we have a lot of really elderly people who like really rely on Meals on Wheels. But going forward, I do want to start making larger contributions to like the Trevor Project or related organizations. Right. So I can, this never was about profit to me. Have I made some money doing what I did on Facebook before I lost my monetization? Absolutely. Will I get my monetization back? I don't know. And my community backed me when I needed it the most and donated and helped me keep my family fed in a period of time where I had like, I think at the time when everything blew up with my family, we had like less than $20 left in the bank. So, people came and really supported us, and I want to just continue that support. And that's what the whole Steffi the Spoony Witch community has become for me, was less about all these product reviews and just building a community, because I don't leave the house as a physically disabled person. I don't leave my house. I go to doctor's appointments. I don't even go grocery shopping. I can't tell you the last time I have physically left my yard other than like walking around my neighborhood.
Right.
Like it's been probably, I think it was my surgery. So that was over a month ago. So it's always been about building a community and having a place for people to be able to interact and get maybe their daily socialization. I have people on there who are older too, who are like, I come to this page to talk to people because I have nobody to talk to. And it makes me feel it's a very interesting, because this was a dream of mine, and it's really weird to feel that dream like starting to become something, because there's been many times where I had like 500 followers and I was like trying to find people to talk to and like wasn't getting a lot of interaction. And for me, even back then, it was just like, I want interactions. That's why I love doing this with you. Cause it's like, it's like coffee hour with somebody.
Exactly.
Like, I love my family, obviously, but it's like human. That's another, I want to touch on this before we wrap it up. I hate this idea that it's like, oh, you're on social media for attention. We are human. We are going to want attention. I think unless you are, my husband's like, I think unless you are an extreme introvert,
Getting there.
Humans want connection and attention.
Yeah.
So this whole idea of people come at me all the time, they're like, you're just on here for attention. It's like, attention is part of human connection.
Which, by the way, the people who do that, like it's kind of funny. People who will say that, who will harass people, and it's like you're doing exactly what you're accusing other people of doing.
Exactly, you're looking for attention now.
It's like who you're looking for attention. Oh, well, apparently you are too.
Yeah. Oh, they get so pissed when you call that out too. But it doesn't make sense to me why people just, and I agree with you, it never was this bad. 100% was never this bad. I have been on the internet long before I should have been on the internet. That's actually something I'm not trying to make this really dark. I want to start touching on like the dangers of the internet, because I have been on the internet much, 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 much sooner than I should have been. I've seen things I shouldn't have seen. I've been a part of things I shouldn't have been a part of. And it was never this bad. I compare it to the like pedophile epidemic of like the late like 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, instead of the pedophiles, now it's just hateful people. And I think this may offend people when I say this, but I think they're both harmful in their own way. I think, obviously pedophiles target children and harm children, and these people will drive people to kill themselves. And I don't think that's okay. And people are out there who that is their goal. I've seen, there have been creators, nobody comes to mind off the top of my head, and I feel guilty of that because I should know, that have been driven to kill themselves because of their online harassment. So, and there are people, on Reddit who harass creators who say that, they're never going to stop. And it, so it's like, what are people going to drive people to do?
It's crazy. It's like, are you really that
invested in somebody's life that you want to drive them to, it's like, how mentally disturbed do you have to be to want to drive somebody to kill themselves? Like, I've had a few people who are like, I will never stop harassing you. And it's like, what do you get out of this? Are you just mad that, I'm happy for the most part with my life? Like, what are you mad about?
Actually, yeah, that's exactly it. You hit the nail right on the head.
I've had a lot
mad because you're happy.
I've had a lot of people.
Why are you happy? You shouldn't be.
I've had a lot of people tell me that I'm a very resilient person, and that pisses people off because people can't handle seeing somebody constantly get shit on who can keep going. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I get shit on and then I'm like, I need to go forward. I need to find a way to go forward. And I think it makes people look into themselves and they can't handle the fact that they don't understand how I can do it and they don't think they can do it. I think that's what some of it is. Or I think some people are just fucking miserable assholes who, you know, have no fucking life and want to be dicks, but
by the way, anybody who, like, for y'all watching, if there's anybody watching that was around in the old MySpace days, why don't you leave in the comments below, like how do you think shit compared to back then as now is? Would you say you still run into a lot of like racism, homophobia, and transphobia on MySpace? Like, because we know it was there, but it's just like, was it kind of how it is now though? Within the past 10 years, and Facebook and Twitter, well, Twitter's always been.
I feel like Twitter's always been. I've never really have been on Twitter. I never really did the Twitter thing. I do want to say too, I think MySpace, like, I remember seeing a lot of like racial memes. Not that that's okay.
Oh God, yeah.
I remember a lot of like the racial memes.
I saw a lot.
But it's like, not that I'm defending it because it's not okay, but like, you don't get the racism you get. You didn't get the racism you get now. Like, it was more painted as like, haha, like, this is funny, even though it wasn't. Now it's like people are just outright like violently racist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, there's violence behind it. And not that I'm saying like either's okay, but like, that's the only thing I remember on MySpace when you mentioned that was just like the racial memes.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember there was a lot of that, yeah.
And people just thinking it was funny to like be racist in general. You know, I guess I wouldn't even say like racial, more like racial stereotyping, I guess, is more.
Actually, you know what? The more you talk about, I'm starting to remember things. Do you remember for a while there was a trend of people that like to call themselves ironically racist?
Yes, I do remember that too. I remember it also. I remember a lot of the racial stereotyping on MySpace to be very related to like Asian. Mm-hmm. At least what I saw. And I don't know if maybe like just like some of the people that like I followed, you know, they liked anime, so they thought like, oh, haha, like being ironically racist is funny. Or if it's just, I don't know. I feel like parts of MySpace too were just wild. I feel like as society adapts at times too, like we look back on things and we're like, holy shit, like that wasn't okay.
Yeah.
It's like it wasn't bad back then.
Yeah, that was also the era of like of the groomers and the like some musicians that end up being pedos themselves.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Very much. So.
Who's that one band that got popular on MySpace?
You really want me to name drop because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Drop the name. Okay. Fuck them.
You're talking about Blood on the Dance Floor.
Yes.
And you're talking about Dobby Vanity.
Yeah.
I feel like he has an interesting following still though, so I'm like, please don't
really
at me if I name drop. Like,
they still around?
He's still around. He still has a YouTube. He still makes music, and he's got a very interesting like cult following, which is kind of,
you know,
interesting.
Honestly, actually, with the way things are now, it doesn't surprise me. Actually, if I think about it, like, you know, it checks out.
It's very heavy on TikTok. Right. I think it's because I've noticed there's this new wave of like emo scene kids that are like young. Like, I'm like, how old are you? And
so they may not even.
It's like, I don't even think they know the accusations because it's like I don't even think they're old enough to like know what the accusations are. And it's like, oh my god, it's like you're playing that song. It's like, do you even know what that song's about? But you know, and then you obviously got like Ian Watkins, who like he was tenfold. Yeah. Ian Watkins was. I don't remember Ian Watkins. My husband does. I don't remember Ian Watkins. I don't remember. Was it Lost Prophet? I don't remember that.
Oh.
At all. Yeah.
That dude got what he had coming.
I don't remember them at all. And that dude was like a massive pedo, like babies pedo. And I don't remember them. I'm like, I only like the name like came up when like he got stabbed the first time in jail, and I was like, oh, who's that? My husband's like, you don't know who Lost? I was like, I have no idea who Lost Prophets is.
That's fine.
I was like, I have
That's
no
fine.
idea.
You don't have to. You don't need to.
I was like, apparently they were huge. I'm like, I don't know, clearly not big enough. I didn't know who they were.
When they were huge before all that happened, I wasn't really into them much. I was like, okay, they're there, I guess.
Yeah. But no, and then it's like, and then finding out too that there's like pieces of shit in music generally is like so disappointing. Like, I feel like I have to be transparent with you about something, and I feel like it's gonna change your entire perspective of me. So when I was much, much younger, we're talking like 20 years ago, I was a huge Pantera fan. And then it was like I started to like progressively be like, oh, that's a little concerning.
Right.
And then it was like the whole like white pride speech happened, and I'm like, oh, wow.
You know what's funny? They forget that. People forgot that. I don't know why people forgot that.
And then it was like a few months ago, I saw an interview with Phil where he was being like outwardly racist, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, how do people still listen to this band?
And you know what? You know what pissed me off about that? It's like everybody knew this, right? But still, like they did the Pantera reunion thing, which was him and like Zakk Wylde. I'm not really surprised at because Zakk Wylde is questionable anyway.
Yeah,
but like Charlie Bennett, they from fucking Anthrax was playing with them. I'm like, Charlie Bennett. Did I pronounce his name wrong?
No, just my husband was doing commentary about because he knows who he is. But no, I feel like I'm like maybe all the rebel flags should have been assigned when I was like 12. Like, and then I was like, oh, maybe this should have also been assigned.
Yeah, it's like I mean, admittedly, when they first came out, their first couple tracks, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then seeing them, I'm like,
You're like,
So Spider Sense is tingling about this, but all right, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
well, like, too, I feel like you are a little older than me too. So it's like when I was like 14, like and first discovering them, I'm like, oh cool, like shreddy heavy music. And then it was like, oh, cool. I mean, they got some rebel flags. They're from Texas. Like that can't be anything like too like. And then it's like, and then you're like, oh, great.
Like, oh,
I know there's the controversy with the Misfits guy. I'm not gonna lie, I know nothing about the Misfits.
Okay.
So you got to fill me in on this because I know nothing.
So, like the original Misfits had like Danzig. They broke up. Then they they resurfaced, came back like in the late 90s, early 2000s, and they had this guy Michael Graves. And Michael Graves, I mean, at the time, Michael Graves was fine. You know, a lot of people were like, because you know the Danzig versus Graves thing was like, it's like whatever, it's fine, it's okay. He had a solo thing for a while, he was not too bad, but then started coming out like, oh yeah, I'm a conservative punk. I'm like, oh God.
I don't understand those people.
But it over the years, it's gotten consecutively a lot worse. I mean, it started off just like, oh, I'm conservative punk. I vote Republicans. Like, ugh. But then after a while, it started going into like fucking Pride Boy, racist MAGA territory, and it's like, ugh. You know, and basically he was one of those musicians that blame black people for the reason why MTV didn't play rock music anymore.
Oh boy.
And it's like, oh my God.
I want to say this too. So I've looked into it, and apparently, so obviously bigotry is linked to a lower IQ. Like it's scientifically. I strongly want them to kind of like explore like if lead poisoning and people who are like extremely conservative and like bigoted have like if there's a connection, like, and I'm dead serious. Like,
no, I know you have a point. No, you have a point. It's just funny.
The age lines up. And there have been some studies that that are like in the early stages that some people with lead poisoning, you know, of the older generation lean towards conservative because it's easier, because it's less something to do with like the black and white thinking of like, you know, there's no middle ground. You know, it's either this or that.
Right.
It's a very interesting kind of thing. So I would love for that to be like expanded on, because I really do feel, and like people are like, that's not funny. Lead poisoning isn't funny. You're being mean. It's like, no, I am the mother of a child that has lead poisoning. Like, I know the devastating effects it has and the potential future effects it could have. And I'm saying this from a genuine like concern standpoint to me. Like, it is kind of funny, but to me, it's also like, is this a connection? And is this why so many of these people are violent and, you know, extremely.
And here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say. There is something to that, because as you know, I'm an old man. I'm Gen X. You know.
No.
So when I grew up, like in the 70s and the 80s, I remember there being like commercials and other things about like talk about like like beware of lead poisoning. Don't keep you don't eat paint. You know. It's like the fact that had to be said back then. The fact that had to be said was a little bit of validity in what you were saying. It was like, so, and was it being said because it's something that was like a regular thing? Which
that's the scary part about it, is how prevalent lead paint and lead just contamination is across the board. Yeah. And I'm speaking from somebody who dealt with lead contamination like in my house and just in my house.
Because it's an old house, old paint.
Yeah, it's just, and the dust gets into everything. And, you know, if you're one of the people that has it on your siding, you know, on the outside of your house, that gets into your soil and can get into your water, you can have lead pipes in your house. And, you know, there's been recalls all the time for lead contamination in like spices and other products.
Yeah.
And it's like, so what was happening before we were making all of these regulations? Like, how many people were rampantly affected by lead, consuming huge amounts of it, and are now dealing with the devastating consequences like to their brain, because it literally changes your entire, like, it destroys parts of your brain.
You're onto something there.
It's definitely scary to think about. And as a mom of a child who has lead poisoning, it scares me, because I'm like, so now I'm like, I have to support my child as much as I can, because I don't want my child to grow up to, because, you know, it can cause, you know, people with like violent tendencies and certain mental health issues and stuff like that. So it definitely, whenever I see somebody just like going the fuck off, I'm like, I wonder, I'm like, how much lead poisoning did you have as a child? It's showing, and it just makes me sad, honestly. I do feel like I feel bad for more people than I should, and it's really hard, and it's something I struggle with a lot. Because even the people sometimes that are like extremely transphobic, it's like, what is fueling you to act this way? Because clearly something is wrong with you to be this violently worked up.
Yeah.
It's like, it just, maybe it's me just trying to figure out like how people tick, but
I guess the easiest answer is just sometimes some people are just awful.
Yep. No, that's what I tell myself, is just some people just are awful, and some people.
I mean, there's probably more. I mean, of course, there's always more to it. You know, like I said, like, you know, it's like extremely homophobic guys. You know. In the end,
my husband jokes about that all the time. My husband jokes so hard about that. My husband, he jokes. People actually really find my husband too much to handle, because I hate this idea. People are like, he doesn't act straight. I'm like, what the fuck is acting straight? I'm like, the hell does that mean?
Yeah, no shit.
And it's because, you know, my husband will wear, you know, like my husband's worn my clothes. Like, it. Sometimes he'll wear, you know, my leggings because he finds them comfortable. He doesn't care. Sometimes we share pants. Like, it, you know, it's not. And so, you know, his big thing too is you know, because people get very homophobic towards him, and he's like, why? He's like, do you want to kiss me? And people just get pissed, and it's like, why do you care what he's wearing? Like, How does it affect you what he wears or
Exactly.
does or acts? Like, people do just have to make somebody miserable. I genuinely believe that. I think people just want somebody to be miserable, but
So before we go, why don't you tell all these lovely people where to find you?
so I'm Steffi the Spoony Witch. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram under the same name. I also have a YouTube. I do not upload that much to YouTube, but it's also under the same name. I'm also Steph's Cheers and Jeers, which is a blog that's not overly that active right now. So your best bet is Steffi the Spoony Witch on Facebook would be probably your best bet.
Yeah, and there you go.
I
So
got to do
make
more YouTube. I'm scared of YouTube.
Don't be scared.
I got so sick of being told I had a nice ass and nice boobs. Like, it's like.
Well, I mean, that's better than somebody saying, "Hey, you fat fucking yeah." It's better than that, I guess.
I know, but it's like if you're at least gonna say that, like, pay me, like, because I've done sex work, so it's like at least if you're gonna tell me I have nice boobs, at least like pay me, like.
Yeah, well, it's like well, if you think they're nice, here's a PayPal link. Send
Like, here,
them
tell
$2
me.
here. Yeah,
Send me a tip. If you're gonna
Like,
tell me
hey.
I have a nice butt, like.
Yes, pay to view and make comments, I guess.
Yeah, it was really odd to me because it was the only platform where people like weren't calling me fat, and I'm like, why are you? Other than Twitch, but definitely was odd. But all right, so we're gonna cut this off.
All right,
I think I have a baby bear waking up. So So I'm gonna go.
Well, thank you for joining me again. It's always fun having you.
Absolutely.
I'll definitely want you back.
Yep. Absolutely. And we'll have to do the crybaby bingo because it's hilarious.
Yes, let's do that. We'll talk about it. We'll figure out how we're going to set that up, and we'll do that soon.
Yeah, some of the little bingo entries are just hilarious. Some of them, I'll send it to you too. So
love it.
All right. I'll catch you later.
Thank you everybody for watching. Remember, no matter what the shitty administration says, you're loved, you matter, and remember to resist, exist, and persist.
I agree. Love you all.
Love you.
Bye.